with Munster and Savoy. Whoa, France, you are... Yeah, you've annexed quite a few of your vassals and you're quite big, I think. Oh, they had... Burgundy had the event where Austria and France just divvy up all Burgundy's lands. Yeah, Burgundy is just gone. And England has lost all but one of its starting provinces to France. Switzerland and Trier, and one of them is sieging you over at Laborde. Jeez. If I I still want someone to keep Denmark in check, but there is no one. I mean, I could try France, England or Scotland, but England and Scotland just constantly fight each other, so it's really unlikely that they come to my aid over here. And France is kind of doing its own thing, as usual, so... let's check the ledger if we can see navies. How many boats does Scotland have? Scotland has a total of 12 boats. 1 heavy ships and 7 light ships. Okay, what about England? England should have a huge navy. 5 heavy ships, 5 light ships, and 7 transport. That's not so huge, especially considering Denmark has 12. It doesn't have any heavy ships though, so this would trump Denmark's entire fleet if they decided to go at it. And France has 10 ships. England wouldn't be a bad bet if we could be sure that the freaking dudes would actually come to our aid in case of a emergency. Right now, honestly, I think England is our best bet, considering especially that we have 2 diplomats just free floating about the place. Oh, does that mean that we have a claim over here? Yes, it does. Cool. Okay, let's get one more horsey. It doesn't matter nowhere is it cheaper than elsewhere, and it only takes like 3 months to get it. I'm really hoping that this war ends soonish. It's negative 13 points against them. Oh, I should, next time we're at war, I should explain the war score mechanic a bit more in detail, in case some of you guys are interested. Well, I can do some of it already. So you gain war score from several different events. Controlling provinces is one thing, either controlling the war goal or controlling the enemy provinces through sieging them. Although you can, of course, siege the war goal. For example, if we go to war for Memel, then yeah, that's a war goal. But you can also go to war and for Memel, and then they could come and siege our capital, which would make it get the ticking war score on that. No, that wouldn't work. Huh. If we don't go to war for a province, then the capital is the one that provides the ticking war score. Yeah, that's how it goes. And what the ticking war score means, it gets larger and larger as time goes by until the maximum number is reached. Whereas like any other province, you get a set number of points. Like if it isn't sieged, it doesn't affect anything. If it is sieged, it gives X points. And here we go. Denmark just decided to stomp our faces once again. Yep. And again, we don't have any allies because we couldn't get Poland. We couldn't get Novgorod because they kind of hate us. And yeah, no one else that I can see, aside from England that we just started to try and get an alliance with, could even remotely compete. Like, Holy Roman Empire is such a drag, because, I mean, yeah, I could take Saxe-Lauenburg or Mecklenburg or anyone as an ally, but if it didn't do the cascade of alliances thing, like their alliance with Brandenburg triggered, and they came. First, Saxe-Lauenburg came to our aid, and they were allied with Brandenburg, and Brandenburg came to their aid, and they were allied to Magdeburg, and so on and so on and so forth. If that kind of stuff doesn't trigger, or the Holy Roman Emperor decide that, hey, we will ride to the rescue of our brethren, they just don't amount to much. They don't really work as allies. And yeah, there's really no one that can rival the power that Denmark, with its personal union with Sweden and Norway, can wield around this area of the map. Aside from the dudes that already hate me so much that they don't want to come to my aid. So yeah, I feel kind of boned here. Although this time I am going to fight back just a tiny bit. Going to take my dudes to Moselle if they allow me to get there. Nope, they don't. Should have guessed. Am I funding my troops? Nope, so let's do that. Fund them to the max, and let's go to Livland and then try to take these guys on slowly but surely. What province did they go? Reval, so that's the one that I need to defend my dying breath. And the most horrible business, which is why I tried to get to an alliance with England, is that look at this, I am at minus 18 from just word go. Hazard a guess where that comes from. I haven't fought a single battle yet. Nothing has been sieged as of yet. Why am I at minus 18%? Here you go. Blockaded by Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and Norway. The mere fact that they have boats here, here, and here, and here, means that, yeah, I get minus 18 points. And I can't really compete with that. And neither can anyone else over here. I seriously need an alliance with someone with huge numbers of boats that could just come here and trash everything. I mean, I could have built, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 large ships myself, but they cost a ducat a month on upkeep. I could also build like 5 galleys for that same amount of upkeep, and they'd actually have like comparable numbers of offensive and offensive power and maneuverability and so on. But yeah, that's still like insane investments that would mean that I can't have any military with the economy I currently have. So it's kind of like, what are you supposed to do about these guys? They are just going to go batshit crazy on you. And right now, since we are paying our troops, we are losing just all of our money. We are almost at our max morale, however. I'm just going to wait until we are absolutely maxed out, till I try to punch this army Revel up in the face. Diplomatic insult, casus belli, and Pskov. Ooh, this sounds good. I am going to ease the tension and gain... Nah, it didn't work. I'm like fluctuating between wanting to ally with the Teutons and wanting to punch them in the face. But that kind of hopefully means that no one else is around me is really looking forward to punching my lights out. Yes. They are retreating to Ezel, so there's just no way we can actually get to them. There's already a stack of 5 with full morale sitting there, so if we went to attack them, we'd be horribly outmatched. So let's up our tech and try to take on Kurland. Here we go. Just waiting until the month ticks over and we have maxed our morale and maxed our units, and then go. I'm kind of hoping that winning battles... Oh, and he has a good leader. 3 shock and 3 maneuver. Because I only have 1 point of fire. But we did manage to kill that entire army. Like the only thing that I can think of how I can even try to beat him right now is if he allows me to win enough battles. That is the only way. Like if their war exhaustion gets big enough that they just want to go away and leave well enough alone, that might give me a chance to just piece them out and leave them at it. Should I try this? Christopher, it's their king that is keeping that army. I don't think I can... Yeah, I can't move the USL because they have boats just everywhere. Yeah, that's the thing as well. I can't do crap about that. However, I can just move my troops around and slowly... Yeah, okay. Sweden brought its troops. Now I don't even have the numbers advantage. Hey! I got trade range for X amount of time. Too bad I don't have any dudes that I'd really want to send anywhere further off. Yeah, and now they are just going to siege Kurland, and there's not a damn thing I can do about it. If I could get my troops to Ezel, it would be easier for me to like possibly bait them to attack. But these boats, they prevent me from doing a damn thing about it. It looks like this this LP might be kind of short-lived. I mean, I knew this was going to be difficult, but for my skill level, I think it's damn nigh impossible. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's impossible by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's very much doable playing as a Livonian order. It's just rather, I with my limited experience in the game can't see a way to actually make this work. Good alliances would go a long way. I mean, yeah, and now we need to take out loans every half a year, maybe. So that is going to screw our economy up horrendously, because we can't get rid of our inflation in any way. There's just nothing we can do about it. But yeah, having any kind of chance of actually allying with Novgorod, yep, that'd take care of Denmark alliance. But Novgorodians hate us already, so it's like almost impossible to do. Hey, but we can formalize scales, weights and measures, because our admin tech is at least 5 and admin power at least 50. That gives us tax modifier of plus 5% till the end of the game. So that's going to fix our economy just a tiniest smidge. Oh hey, and I already missed the fact that Sweden came for our ass with superior numbers and their superior Swedish. Oh, they actually don't have the bonus discipline yet. Huh, why is that? Oh right, I think the bonus discipline comes from when if they decide to break free of Denmark and form Sweden. Oh, and they are going to arrive. Yeah, they are going to land on my face in 3 turns and 3 days, and I can't move, and my dudes don't have any morale. So yeah, there goes my army. Bye bye army. Well, that did solve our maintenance issues. There we go. Revolt because of war exhaustion. Oh, we don't even have any revolt risk. What the heck? But yeah, this is kind of a slow spiral towards death. I think I may need to end this episode, this recording session soonish, and I may need to start one of the other ideas. Maybe start as the Ottomans or the Horde and see how I do. I'm not abandoning this. I'm going to continue on, but I kind of foresee this as like a trend of things to come, like Denmark slowly chipping off one province at a time at me, and me not being able to grab any allies anywhere, and just getting my face punched good and proper, time after time after time. But yeah, this is very much trial and error kind of game, in my opinion. I mean, the first time you start as anyone, unless you have paid attention to how they do in previous games, or who might be attacking them, you have no clue. I mean, I had no idea Denmark was going to come after me. No clue whatsoever. I thought that the fact that Novgorod and Sweden never get along, I mean ever, I would have assumed that violence would have sparked between these two, and Sweden being in personal union with Denmark would have meant that these guys would be punching each other in the face forever and ever and just going meh at us. But for some reason, I mean, it's really good thinking from the AI side, if you can claim the AI to think, but it's really intelligent of them to go after the little tiny one with no real alliances that could threaten them in any way. But I'm also kind of like completely flabbergasted as to how I'm supposed to counter this. The only two even remotely doable options I can think of is allying with England or allying with Novgorod. And we already border Novgorod, so it's like they already predisposed to hating us. Neighboring tolerated heretics, okay, they have claims on us? Or do we have claims on them? They have claims on us, yeah. They consider us a valid enough target to fabricate claims on us. That brings up casus belli as well, desires provinces, border friction. There's not a single thing that's not an event or us just going out of our way to kissy them to make it a little less likely that they'll come after us. So it's really difficult to like justify allying with Novgorod, with them being like, okay, we'll punch your noses in. And anyone over on this side of the world is kind of hit and miss, in that if they choose to bring their boats around and punch Denmark's and Swedish fleets in the face, yay, things went well. You can't rely on that, and they probably won't have the boats to bring troops in, so in the land war department you are on your own anyway. Poland, Lithuania might have been able to save me if they didn't already have max number of relations. Okay, cities demand all rights. Urban dwellers are already always existed under different code of rules and raw brethren in the same state. Just monarchs to curb religious nobles, they often try to bring cities under rules and regulations. These often resisted efforts. Accept, because I don't know at all what that means. The option was to lose stability, and that opens up a new chain of events, I'm thinking. Usually choosing something will make it more likely that other events happen, or just open up that they can happen at all. And unless you go poking in the text file of the game, you have no idea what's going to happen, or read wikis. But I don't really think I like to do that. I want to be surprised as much as possible. Yeah, let's see how long it takes Denmark to punch our noses in enough to offer Kurland. Yeah, not going to happen. -70, so they are going to keep on going with this war until they are good and well satisfied. It doesn't matter how much I give them. They are just going to go, nope, 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 and then keep the war going, and then actually send me a deal that would be worth less than what I would have given them. Because they just want to make me suffer and fail. I mean, it's kind of smart. Again, just like punch just everything about Livonian order, so that my economy is completely ruined. I don't have any ships or any troops, and it's like constantly getting worse, so that yay, our discipline went up with our troops when we have them. So if we ever fight these guys again, our troops will be a tad more efficient. But yeah, if they wait until they are like at 100% war score, just everything sieged, and then act on the peace deal and demand just Kurland and maybe like 50 ducats or something, or however much we can scrounge up at that point in loans, because we start going under pretty soon when they finish sieging everything. Anyway, the point being that if they wait till that point and peace us out, we will be utterly ruined. I mean, we have to take out loans, our inflation goes up, we don't have any troops or ships or anything remaining, our revolt risk is up through the roof, our war exhaustion is maxed out, we might lose stability, like the entire country is ruined. And it'll take the entire length of the truce that comes up from accepting the peace deal. I think it's 5 years, it might be 10, but I think it's 5. But the entire length of that truce is going to be spent just barely scraping by and trying to claw ourselves back into the game, and with reduced resources. That resource that they captured is going to be playing into their hands. So yeah, if they want to keep us weak and prevent us ever posing a threat, this is exactly the way that you should do it. Ah. I really hope I'm not sounding like defeatist or irritated, by the way. I'm kind of surprised that the AI is doing this excellent. Kudos to the AI. Once again, I think that someone who was a lot better at the game could probably like think of a way to get out of this. Oh. At some point, I think this province flipped. I mean, I think either Lithuania or Poland had one of these provinces briefly after the war. Not anymore. I wonder if they sold it to the Teutons. Could be. But yeah, right. I mean, right now we are spending nothing on nothing. I mean, we could kick our advisors out, and that would get us to like positive balance, but really no point. And yeah, after they siege all of these, we will probably be in several loans territory already. But this is really sad. It's only been 20 years game time, and that's really little considering the game lasts for something like for a little less than 400 years. The funny thing about here is that because our revolt risk is up through the roof, they are constantly getting these like our rebel spawns in their face. It doesn't really matter because the rebel spawns are really small and their number of their units is high, and their morale is high and all that jazz, but it's still funny. Okay, we get for 10 years some more trade, but less spy defense. Okay, let's see what they want. We give Kurland and Reval. And we lose our core on Ösa. And they don't have to pay almost any diplomatic power at all to enforce the deal. And we need to give them 30 ducats. And there's nothing we can do except accept this. So, there we go. We have been pushed down from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 provinces to 6. And yeah, I can't really foresee us clawing our way out of this mess. However, I am going to save this and keep the save file and come back to it on a later date, but right now I'm kind of feeling disheartened by this, and I'm going to have to leave this game for a bit and maybe try one of the other suggestions from Renguar or Brian Bolson Stanton. So either trying as the Golden Horde or the Ottomans. Sorry Halceon, I really couldn't do any better. Hope Kurland, Ozel and Reval like being under Danish rule. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching, and hope you join me again next time for some more Let's Play Europa Universalis IV, when we will be playing maybe as the Ottomans, or maybe as the Golden Horde, somewhere over here. Anyway, yeah, once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.